This is Nathan Ritz with the Greater Des Moines Partnership. I'll be helping to facilitate the question and answer portion and the introduction of this webinar today. I would like to just bring to your attention that this webinar was made possible by mutual support of Iowa Works, the Employers Council of Iowa, and the Greater Des Moines Partnership. Just a couple quick housekeeping items. We will be recording this webinar, so if you do have colleagues that you want to share it with, we're hoping to be able to have the recording up early next week, so you'll be able to share that with them. It will be at DesMoinesMetro.com underneath our Business Resources tab. Another housekeeping item is your phones are muted, and so the way that you'll need to ask questions is by chatting those to me. As I mentioned, my name is Nathan Ritz, but I'm using my colleague's login. Her name is Meg Fitz. So if you see a M Fitz in the system, that's me, and you'll need to shoot me those questions. I'll either jump in and have Barb answer them right at the time, or if it's something that I feel that we could wait until the end, we'll go ahead and do that. Otherwise, I'd like to get started by introducing our presenter. So her name is Barb Breezer. She has over 20 years of experience in advertising, trade shows, social media, inbound marketing, content strategy, and mobile marketing. Barb has helped create and manage campaigns for over 200 large and small local and regional businesses, as well as national and international companies. Barb represents ATS Mobile, where she helps clients take traditional awareness and turn it into mobile engagement. A graduate of the University of Northern Iowa, Barb lives in central Iowa. When she's not immersed in mobile and social media strategies, she's probably enjoying a cup of luxury coffee or looking for unusual and exciting treasures to sell on eBay. Without any further delays, I'm going to hand it right over to Barb.
Hi, everybody, and thanks for tuning in today. Can everybody hear me okay?
I can hear you just fine, Barb. Nobody is saying anything about sound quality yet, so if we have some problems, I'll jump in.
All right, perfect. Thank you. All right, today we're going to talk about the power of mobile for recruiting. And when you think about recruiting, it's not just recruiting for human resources. It's recruiting volunteers for a project that you have. It could be recruiting students for a university, for example. So keep that in mind, and we're going to get started now. The company I work for, I'm representing today, is Purple Gator. It's an ATS Mobile company. ATS Mobile's been in business for 25 years. The services that we offer are SMS and text marketing. Do-it-yourself texting platform is 84444.com. We do mobile advertising, mobile websites, geo-targeting, mobile advertising buys, rich media, social media advertising, and responsive design. Today's agenda, we're going to talk about the status of social and mobile industries today, how mobile has changed the way that people search for jobs, the importance of mobile-friendly websites, the power of mobile targeted advertising, types and uses of mobile targeted advertising for recruiting, and types and uses of social mobile advertising for recruiting, ways you can use SMS text message marketing for your recruiting, even text to landline, communicating with candidates, retargeting, and then a couple success stories. I think we can all agree that times have changed. The guy on the left is pretty weighted down with his stuff. I particularly like the boombox and the video camera. Over there in the 1990s, it had gotten a little bit smaller, down to pocket size, but still with the Polaroid camera and the Walkman. And now in 2013, we're all walking around with a mobile computer in our pockets. Mobile's changed everything. This is two different pictures of the coronation of the Pope in 2005 and again in 2013. I can't imagine that you'll go anywhere and not see people on their cell phones or on their mobile devices. Well, not only has mobile changed everything, it has changed how people look for jobs. A LinkedIn study tells us that 62% of passive candidates have visited a company site to learn about careers. Almost half of active candidates have applied to a job on their mobile device, but only 20% of employers currently have a mobile-optimized career site. So again, what we want to do is help you turn traditional awareness into mobile engagement. Here's what we know. Most people have their phone within arm's reach 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I'll tell you, the last study I read said that our phones are within 2 feet of us for 22 out of 24 hours a day. The average person checks his or her phone 110 times a day. And the average time spent on Facebook mobile is 32 minutes a day. And I know many businesses that say we don't allow people to be on Facebook at work. Well, I'll tell you what, they're doing it anyway. They're on their phone, they're in the hall, they're in the break room, they're in the restroom, they're checking their Facebook because they can't not do it. But here's a big gap. If you look at the different ways that businesses are spending money for promotion, TV is steadily declining, online is declining, radio is declining, print is declining, and the infamous other is also showing some decline. Mobile has nearly doubled in the last 12 months, but what we know is only about 4% of ad budgets are currently spent on mobile advertising. So there's an opportunity there. From LinkedIn, here's the importance of mobile in the job search, how professionals interact with career opportunities on mobile, including their smartphone or their tablet. And I think these numbers are very telling, not only for active candidates, but also for your passive candidates. If you go down, 67% on a mobile device have browsed career opportunities on the job sites, and over half of those are passive candidates. 64% have browsed on social and professional networks. A little bit less than half have actually applied to a job by way of their mobile device. And 43% have uploaded a resume to send or to attach to a job application. So these are some pretty compelling numbers. So with that in mind, you want to be sure that you have a career page. Could be on your website, it could be separate. Some companies do career pages on social media and or a separate landing page. Over on the left, jobs.marriott.com has a terrific site just for careers. The one in the middle there, Wawa, that's a landing page that is optimized for a mobile device. When you do that, you want to collect just a little bit of information because people are typing it in with their thumbs. Maybe their name, their email, their phone number. And then over on the right are a couple examples of businesses I've worked with that have good career Facebook pages in order to engage with candidates. So here's a question. How does your company view the importance of mobile recruiting? And 49% say mobile recruiting is not a top priority for our company, and I believe that they're really missing the boat. Some don't know where to start. Only 20% have an optimized site for mobile. Another 20% are looking to invest in mobile. 18% say the job postings are optimized for mobile, and 13% say they've invested adequately in making our recruiting process mobile friendly. So again, I think you have some big opportunity here. The question is not if, but when candidates are researching careers on a mobile device. Over on the right, we know 36% of smartphone users say they research career opportunities on their phones during their commute. I'd like to think it's not while they're driving. 51% do it on their lunch or coffee break. And 80% of tablet users say they're looking for career opportunities on their tablet at home after work. Some of it's on the weekend. If you want to know if people are accessing your website by way of a mobile device, just go into your Google Analytics, and there's a way for you to see who's been accessing by way of mobile. Excuse me. We have some good stats for social media and recruiting. 94% of recruiters use or plan to use social media for recruiting, and it's gone up steadily in the last 6 years. Employers who use social media to hire found a 49% improvement in candidate quality. Millennials are changing the industry. 73% of 18 to 34-year-olds had found their last job through a social network. And fully 30% of all Google searches, 300 million a month, are employment related. And over on the right, it's not just the young people. Here's the 18 to 29 is the blue, 30 to 49 is the dark, 50 to 64-year-olds is in the green. And they are, in fact, on Facebook, not so much Instagram, but many of them are also on LinkedIn. So here's what we know what candidates want and expect today in the mobile realm. They want to be able to learn about the company, the position, the opportunities, and the culture of your business. They want to be able to take the next step and apply for a job. And then they want to engage with you. They want prompt updates by way of text messaging, email, or an old-fashioned phone call. So here's what we believe employers and recruiters need to do. Number one, you want to make it easy for candidates to search for openings by function and location. You want to create mobile-friendly job descriptions. You want to offer the option of including a LinkedIn profile in addition to or in place of a resume. And you want to use location-based data for more custom-tailored content. You can automatically display nearby openings. Again, I had mentioned jobs.marriott.com before. I just went to Google and I on my phone and I Googled Marriott jobs, and this is what I got on the left-hand side. It shows automatically local area job openings. So because I was in the Des Moines area when I did that, it popped up the jobs that are in Des Moines. Then I clicked on the barista because I like coffee. So I go over to the middle one and it tells me a little bit more about the position. And the red button says I can apply using my mobile device. When I did that, I had to create a very simple account with jobs.marriott, which was my name, my email, and I believe my phone number. And then I got this third screen over here on the right, and you can see where it says upload data from LinkedIn. And many professionals are already using LinkedIn, not just as a resume tool, but as a full-blown representation of what they do with their skill sets, etc. And many businesses are recognizing the opportunity that they could just have somebody upload their LinkedIn profile, and it would give much more better, accurate information than what they might find on a traditional resume. So let's talk now. We've talked a little bit about if candidates are looking for you, how they might find you on mobile devices and what that might look like. Now let's talk about how to reach your active and passive candidates using advertising. Mobile advertising on websites and inside applications allows for targeting like you've never seen before. It includes things like geofencing. Geofencing says that you're only going to advertise to users within a specific area that's defined by zip code, radius, or unique polygon. For example, if you knew that your particular candidates lived in the 50266 area code, you could in fact deliver ad units just to those places. If you're a business and you know that the best candidates are working over there at another business, you can actually target the geographic location where that other business is, and you can sort of find employees or people there who might be looking for another opportunity. You can demo target, and that means you're only going to reach users who meet a target profile of interest, behavior, level of education, group association, etc. And we even offer day parting and geo-targeting conquesting. And that means you're going to spend your ad dollars wherever and whenever it makes the most sense. For example, you might be targeting nurses who work a night shift at local critical care facilities. So if you're targeting specific people at specific times, that works. We've targeted some drivers for trucking companies, and it means that we target the places that those guys are on their mobile devices when they're not driving, which is Walmart parking lots, maybe some casinos, maybe some shopping malls, places that they park their rigs when they're not driving. So mobile targeted advertising, there's a couple different ways of how that looks. And one is standard banners. You want to use, it's mostly just for branding, but you can also drive a call to action with this tap here for more information. So this is a banner that we did for O'Reilly here in town. Now, mind you, it didn't show up on Philly.com's website. This is just a representation. But it shows up on the mobile device, and then you can tap here again for more information. You can also have video, and we really recommend it. If you've got some good video, you can put video in your ads. You've seen them before. You can decide whether they're user-initiated or set to autoplay. I always recommend user-initiated because I find it sometimes terribly inconvenient when a video starts playing on my phone when I wasn't ready for it to do that. There's also rich media. In the app or in the web space, expandable rich media allows a tremendous variety of features within the ad unit itself. This is for nursing. Over here on the left it says we're looking for nurses. Tap here to find a location. So then somebody can actually tap a location and then find the open positions there. You can also do something like this if you're hiring for a number of different positions within a particular location. Again, I'm working with Baylor Hospital Systems in Texas, and they have a number of different nursing, operating room versus OBGYN versus emergency room. So we give people the option there as to which positions they might want to be applying for. But the most important part of a successful mobile ad campaign is sending those people, your interested users, to a mobile optimized destination. So on the left is the Facebook ad that says O'Reilly's looking for drivers. Click the little button that says Learn More, and the Learn More drives people to the landing page where they put in their first name, last name, email, and phone. Again, on a mobile device, you don't want to be asking for very much information because people are going to be filling this in with their thumbs. We give them the choice, though, if they just want to call today, there's a phone number, and you can push that button, and it will actually make the phone call for you. You can email people, the HR person right now, or you can learn more about careers with them. We also have some screening information up there. There's 5 bullet points. And although they had a lot of activity that went to this particular landing page, they didn't have a huge number of people applying, but everybody who did apply met all of that criteria. So it was a great screening tool. Okay, go ahead and take the next step. If you meet, you have the particular driver's license, you have this certification, you have this much experience, etc. So it does help you screen your applicants a little bit too. And then that information feeds immediately to a dashboard. And the dashboard is updated in real time. And if people are applying for multiple different types of positions, that can be broken out as well. So then you can take this and you can be sending this out to the various HR professionals that you have that might be following up with these now qualified and interested candidates. So we've talked a little bit about geographic targeting. Now let's talk about targeting people and not places. The big gorilla in the room is Facebook. We know that traditional mobile ad buying was based on geography, demographics, and device. For example, you can say serve this ad to tablet users only who are over the age of 25 within a 10-mile radius of Des Moines. Ad targeting on social networks is different and incredibly powerful. So now you can pinpoint precisely the users who are most likely to be interested in what you're promoting. And where do they get the data? Well, we give it up every single day. Facebook knows an awful lot about people. So what we do is look-alike modeling. It's designed to target native ads to users who are most likely to respond. This is done with a combination of geographic definition and user traits, demographics, interests, behaviors. Again, this example is the Facebook ad campaign that we did for O'Reilly. And on the left, you can see a little bit about how you can break down the demographics. You can break down by interest group, by age, by income, by family status, by what kind of car they drive. You can break it down as to what they watch on television. Again, the more you know about your ideal candidate, the more you can then define who that person is, what they like to do, and how they spend their time. And then you can develop and deliver ad units just to those people. And also you can do it on LinkedIn. The average age of a person on LinkedIn is 43. The average household income is $107,000, and 75% are college educated. So if that sounds like the candidate that you're looking for, you might want to also consider advertising to them on LinkedIn. And beyond just the traditional job postings, you can in fact design a brand building recruitment campaign with native ads that show up on your targeted users' home pages. Let's talk a little bit about text marketing for recruiting. If you text the word work to 84444, you can see how it works. What we do know is that 97% of text messages are opened and read immediately. Even if you don't read it, you feel the vibration in your pocket, you can glance down and see the text. Well, if you're using text marketing for recruiting, you can consider using different keywords for different groups for ease of communication. So you could set it up to have a particular word be a group of professionals, another group could be your drivers, another group could be your housekeeping staff, etc. And then you can send updates about new openings, new positions, recruiting fairs, all sorts of different ways to reach out and communicate to people. When they type that word in, you decide what kind of a response that you want to have back. And I just created this for this presentation. You're closer to your dream job. Then I created what they call a custom bit.ly, which is a shortened link that takes them to our careers page. So I created it to say bit.ly/work for ATS to learn more. We'll keep you updated with openings and job search tips. And then you always give people the opportunity to opt out by typing in the word stop. So text message marketing for recruiting. You can use it to alert job seekers to the latest available positions. You can reduce the cost of day-to-day contact with your regular clients. You can keep your registered client database up to date. You can keep your mobile staff updated with text messages, and you can allow job seekers to reply to messages. But wait, what if you don't want to give out your own personal cell phone number? Well, you can use a product that's called Text to Landline or Text Anytime. It's you've seen it before if you've been on a website and they say they have live help, and you can type in a question and somebody responds to your question in a little conversation bubble. Well, that's available for landlines. So you can enable a landline so somebody can actually text in to a particular telephone number, and then for on the receiving end, that pops up on a screen on your computer that somebody's sent a text and asked a question. So then you are responding to that person from your desktop computer instead of from your mobile device, which is pretty powerful. It works on landlines, it's great for branding, and you can have a do-it-yourself or concierge service. So again, just to review, this is the way the information flow goes. It goes from a Facebook or a mobile display ad. Then the information, after you've clicked to learn more, you gather just a little bit of information about your potential applicant, name, email address. Perhaps you can have them click the red button that says, send me the application link, because many times they're not in a position to apply for the job right then, but they would like an email link to a more robust system where they can then, here's you can complete the application online by clicking this link, and then that goes to their email box so they can take care of it when they're at home on a computer or perhaps on a tablet. So the mobile landing page begins with that begin app form, which generates an email with link to complete at Wufoo. Wufoo is a place to do online forms. The short form makes it more likely for a click to convert to an applicant, and the custom landing page gives you better analytics for optimization. So again, with the information flow, geofenced, radius, and custom demographic audiences can lead into this particular ad. Somebody can sign up to learn more, and then they can go to your landing page with more detailed information. There's also retargeting to web visitors. I talked to a company the other day who told me that they'd had 327,000 visitors to their careers page that had not completed the application process, and they were looking for ways to get back to those people. So when it comes to job seekers, retargeting can be a great way to keep your company top of mind and help those weary job seekers to begin or to complete their job application process. So over here at the left, you see your potential hire. He goes to your site. He leaves your site for whatever reason. Later, they're surfing the web. A retargeted ad gets their interest again, and then you might be able to catch them and get them to submit an application. You've probably had this happen before and just didn't know what it was. I looked at a purse on Nordstrom's website, and that purse stalked me online for about 6 weeks. A number of different sites that I went to, it popped up again and said, hey, are you still interested in buying this purse? And the answer was no, but that's how retargeting works. So from a technical standpoint, you place a special retargeting pixel, which is a single line of code that's needed to track your site visitors, on your career page, and then you serve recruiting-focused ads to the visitors after that. So I'm going to show you some success stories now, a few highlights. On Facebook for a hospital, we targeted a custom audience of nurses within a 25-mile radius of the hospital, as well as nurses working for competitive health centers in surrounding counties. We combined that with geo-targeted ads across that same footprint to generate some broad awareness. If you look over on the right, they're looking for very specific nurses. ICU, PCU was their campaign. So we got them 140,000 total impressions and a reach of 3,550 unique Facebook users. We activated 34 leads for them in the first 2 weeks of flight. We also logged more than a dozen new likes on their page and 200 points of engagement, which were post likes, comments, and shares. And down at the bottom are some examples of the banner ads that are used also. We've worked with Aldi's food stores. They do hiring events. So what they do is they bring people into centralized career fairs. So they want to drive traffic to those career fairs, and then they do bulk interviewing and bulk applications. So the ad on the left, they're looking to hire store associates in New York at $11.25 an hour. Click to learn more. So for this particular group, we've served 41 million impressions to 10.49 million people, 74,000 shares, 16,000 comments, 62,000 post likes, and 12,000 page likes. What we know about this group is mobile devices account for 82% of click-throughs. Then tablets was 10%, desktop 8%. We also have the analytics to know that 38% of users are Samsung and 31% use Apple. You can take that information and use it strong. If you have a group that is pretty urban and are primarily only Android users or not iPhone users, then you don't want to waste your money by putting out ad units that are going to be delivered to iPhones if your market is a strong Android base. For this Aldi's campaign, our biggest single day so far was January 7th, where we had 16,932 users supporting 41 simultaneous hiring events on the calendar. The landing pages serve around 6,000 requests per day with an average load time of only 3.3 seconds. You also want to be sure when you're developing your mobile campaigns that load time is really important. You know that from your own personal use. If a page takes too long, you're going to X out of it and go somewhere else because we just don't have the attention span like we used to anymore. And finally, working with O'Reilly Auto Parts here in Des Moines. On Facebook, we targeted that custom audience of potential drivers within a 50-mile radius of Des Moines and Cedar Rapids. Also people who have interest in trucks, Truck Driving Institute. That also combined with that same geo-targeted footprint. 1.1 million total impressions and a reach of over 30,000 unique Facebook users. Activated 29 qualified leads in their initial campaign, and also 106 likes and 46 shares. Again, with the branded mobile advertising combined with the branded social advertising to drive people through their funnel. So really at the very end, you have to think about three things. You want to define your goals, you want to define your audience, and define your investment. On your goals, how many applicants do you expect? How can you maximize each one of those impressions, and how are you going to define a successful campaign? Defining your audience is really key. What's the area you want to focus on? What are some aspects of an ideal target? What are your strongest non-digital channels, and who exactly is it that you're trying to reach? And how do they spend their time online? And then number three, you want to define your investment. You want to think about how long is the recruitment window, how many positions are open, and what percentage of your budget you can shift into mobile. And every time I give this presentation, I have people ask me about budget. Well, there's a couple different ways you can do that. You can have new budget money because your business is forward-thinking. You say we're going to now have a line item for mobile in our recruiting and in our marketing. Or you might need to reallocate some existing budget. And over on the left is a chart from eMarketer, which is sources of funding for increased mobile ad budgets according to advertising decision makers. 41% we're going to move money from print, 38% we're going to overall expand their budget, 34% we're going to take some from TV, 32% we're going to take some from other digital display advertising, 10% we're going to move it from search, digital video 9%, social media 8%, and paid social media 8%. So there are places and ways to find the funding in order to do this if you really want to do it. And that's pretty much it for me. I'll open it up for questions and answers and see how I can help you guys use social and mobile to hire some great candidates.
Great information. Thanks, Barb. I actually personally enjoyed just all of the statistics in there to see how things really are, because we have our own experiences from the end user perspective, but it's great to see this different viewpoint. If we do have any questions for Barb, please go ahead and use that question or the chat box, and I'll make sure that we answer those live. So I know that some of you on the call are interested in the CISHRM continuing education credit. You will need to stay on until the very end of the call in order for me to get you that certificate number there. No questions are coming in as of yet, but also as a reminder, this was sponsored by the Greater Des Moines Partnership, Iowa Works, and the Employers Council of Iowa. So we will be storing a recording of this presentation along with a PDF form of the slide deck that she presented on our website as well. That can be found at DesMoinesMetro.com, and it'll be underneath our Business Resources tab.
And I'm also available in case people have questions. Feel free to reach out to me by email or by Twitter, or give me a phone call. I'm happy to answer any questions and point you in the direction of additional resources.
Perfect. Give it just another minute. See if we have anything. Maybe somebody's typing, so I don't want to rush them. So no questions are coming in at this time. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording so I can give you guys that certificate number.